his neck. You know, my shoulder's going to come off his neck. If I lock my hand down here or lock down right here, he could throw me up in the air. So I'd want to be careful. So if he did throw his head up, my elbow would come off. Good boy. So we're going to sit here and play with his head a little bit more. Good. Good boy. Good. Good boy. Good for you. All right, so now when it comes to haltering them, I'm going to pick up my halter. You don't have to have the lead line on when you're doing it. It just gets in the way. Good boy. And depending whether your horse has ever had a halter on or not, if they never had a halter on, I'll leave the halter right here on my arm, and then I'll start asking him to lower his head. Every time he lowers his head, his nose comes closer to the halter. So if I'm right here, good. His nose is going to start becoming a lot closer to the halter. And then what I'll do is I'll put it right here, then right here, then right here, then right here. Then eventually I'll have it in my hand and I'll come up to him like this. And that's with a horse that's never had a halter on before. Horses that are just bad at accepting halters, I'll hold it in my hand like it is right here. Good. And I'll have him start lowering his head, lowering his nose into it. Good boy, just like that. Good for you. And then again. Good. And again. Good boy. Good. Come on. Oh, come back over here, buddy. And lower your head. And again. Good. And again. And then what we could do after a while, hey, what we can do, and eventually I could hold the halter like this. I could put a little bit of pressure right there, like we've been teaching him how to drop his head, and we can start to teach him how to drop his nose into the halter. Good boy. Then take it off, then hold it down here, kiss to him, put a little bit of pressure up here. Good boy right there, I'll take that. Then you just put it on. All right, good boy. Oh, if he does that, keep the pressure on. Ask him to bring his head back down. Good boy, we'll do it again. There you go, right there. And then eventually, when you kiss to him, you show him the halter, he'll just put his own nose in the halter. Good boy. Good, okay, so next, thank you. So there's head shyness. There's your haltering, the bridling. Again, we got to go over some more steps here. I want to make sure he's going to be okay. So that would not be okay. If he threw his head up there and I had the bit in my hand, it would bang his teeth. So I'm going to play around with his nose here for a few minutes. You know, drop your head, play with your nose. Good boy. Just like that. Good. Once he's good with this, good. Lower your head just a little bit more. Good. Good boy. Now I'm going to stick my finger in his mouth. And if he opens his mouth, great. If he didn't, I'd go to 2 fingers. If he didn't do it after that, I'd go to 3 fingers. If he didn't do it after that, I'd go to 4 fingers. If he didn't do it after that, I'd probably have so many fingers in his mouth, he would have to open his mouth. So you just keep going. Good boy. So there we go there. Good. Good boy. Good. And then you're going to want to start putting 1 and 1 together, or 1 and 2 together. I'm going to have him drop his head right there. Put my hand under here. And I'm going to ask him to open his mouth. Right there. Good boy. Good. And again. Right there. Good boy. Good. And again. Right there. Good boy. Good. And good boy. After. What's that? That's the worst. He's getting better. Oh, thank you. He's getting better. Okay, so next, after he's good with that, then we're going to start putting the rope around his head. We're going to lower the rope just like we do the bridle. And I'm going to get ready to bridle him. Come on. You got to open your mouth. There we go. There's the bridle in. This ear, the bridle is now on. And the reason we go to the rope is because if I bang his teeth, it's not going to hurt him. I don't have to worry about hurting him. Then we'll go ahead and take it out. Good boy. And then next, we'll get the bridle. Okay, so when we go to the bridle, it's going to be the same process. I'm going to sit here and put it on his nose. Good. Good, right there. You know what? Now, the reason I took it off because the bridle wasn't big enough, I got to open it up a little bit. Stay right there, Ike. Don't go anywhere. When I put a bridle on a head shy horse the first time, always make sure the bridle's bigger than what it's going to actually fit the horse. That way it's easier to put on, and I'm not sitting there trying to get an ear in, or I'm not sitting there trying to, you know, pulling on him or putting pressure on his mouth. Where? Oh, all right. Good boy. Good. You're just fine. Good boy. So I'm going to come down here. Whoops. There you go. Oh, what a good boy. And then I'm come over right here. I'm going to gently open his mouth. Slide the bit in. This ear, and the bridle is now on. Good boy. Then after he's on, I'll just go ahead and adjust it to where it needs to be. Good boy. Good. Make sure it's not too snug or not too tight. I don't put any wrinkles in his mouth. Yep, I'll just have it right there so it's just resting on his gum. Sometimes you get a little bit of one there because too loose is bad too. Too loose, they get the tongue over the bit. And then, you know, my horses or the horses I've trained that have been in training with me for 4 months or longer are used to the bits being, you know, they're used to having their tongue over the bit. Because if it happens out on the trail, he needs to know what it's all about. You know, for some reason, if that happened to the horse out on the trail, he needs to know what it's about. So that's why I teach him it. I also teach horses how to accept the blanket and saddle underneath their stomach. You know, because if it happens out on the trail, you know, big surprise, if it does happen, he doesn't know what it's all about. So they have to know what it's all about when I'm out on the trails with them. You know, if that tongue gets over the bit and it's down here all of a sudden, it can't be a surprise to them. You know, just like also get horses used to being tangled up in ropes and they just stand there until I get them undone. You know, if that happened out on the trail with wire or something, I don't want my horse freaking out on me. You know, I want him to be nice and comfortable with it. So there's a lot of different training I do, and you know, it could happen or it may never happen, but in the event that it did, the training horses would know what it's all about. All right.